Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I want to talk about some exciting changes that Gearbubble has made recently. Specifically, I really want to highlight their new streamlined workflow that allows us to really take advantage of FBA print on demand. Now, I know that's almost counterintuitive, right? Because print on demand means that the order takes place first and then they create the product. But we can sell FBA print on demand products. And I actually love this model because with print on demand, we can often create product listings on different websites, different products, etc. We can test them almost for free, in a lot of cases for free. Sometimes, if we're paying any fees like on Etsy, it's like 20 cents per listing. So very low to test. If we have best sellers, and of course, some products are going to sell better than others, these are prime candidates based on real data to consider doing as FBA. Because when you sell as fulfilled by Amazon, it increases the rank in search results, it increases click-through rate, increases conversion rate, because everybody loves their prime shipping. I don't know about you guys, but in Northern Virginia, we get oftentimes like 1-day shipping, sometimes same day. So anyways, guys, this is something that should be on our radar, and I'm really excited to tell you about it, so let's get started. Real quick reminder, in the description, I've got some free resources for you. I've got a free weekly print-on-demand giveaway that you can enter completely free. I've got an 8-day print-on-demand mini course delivered to your email, 1 lesson a day for 8 days, and I've got a great print-on-demand Facebook group, so I hope you check all of those out. All right, so today we are talking about Gearbubble. Anybody that's not familiar with them, they are the first print-on-demand production partner that I ever used. All right, and I think they're the first print-on-demand production partner to have an Amazon Seller Central integration. Now, sometimes people ask, like, what is Amazon Seller Central? Really quickly, that is the way that Amazon really intends on sellers to sell on Amazon. When you sell through merch and KDP, you're selling through these like very carefully curated portals that are separate from where 99% of people that sell on Amazon actually sell through, which is Seller Central. You can find it at sellercentral.amazon.com. This is where you can list FBM products, meaning fulfilled by merchant, which is really how the standard, Gearbubble integration works. When you integrate Gearbubble with Amazon, you then go into gearbubble.com, create your product, whether, I'm going to show you some products, by the way, but they've got a lot of jewelry, they've got mugs, they have a ton of different drinkware, honestly, shirts, sweatshirts, I mean, huge catalog of products. You create it in Gearbubble, then you push it to your Amazon account. When you do that, Gearbubble has a sync, and if it detects that an order took place, they'll automatically fulfill it. When it's shipped out, they'll upload the tracking to Amazon. The difference there is that when you do FBA, print on demand through Gearbubble, they're going to basically create the products ahead of time, ship them to Amazon for you, and Amazon will then store them, pick, pack, and ship them after the order takes place. And of course, it's eligible for Prime. So check out Gearbubble. The link is in the description, guys. The first piece of news, though, I wanted to share is just a congratulations, because they were bought out and now they are, I guess they were acquired by Burgio International, so they're publicly traded. That's basically the extent of my knowledge, but that's, it's a big deal. I'm sure they got, quite a bit of I'm sure the founder, Donald Wilson, who I've never met the guy, but he's seriously like when it comes to like entrepreneurs that are good at e-commerce, he's the guy on the left in that picture. Anytime that dude speaks, like everybody just needs to listen because he's so smart and accomplished and always way ahead of the curve. So he has my like utmost respect. And to my knowledge, I think he's the founder of Gearbubble. So shout out to them. Shout out to Donald. All right. So some of the products now that you're going to find in Gearbubble, like they've always had jewelry, but now that they've been bought out by Burgio, again, my understanding is that they really specialize in jewelry specifically, among other things, I'm sure. So now we're seeing more jewelry pieces on Gearbubble. And if you haven't sold any print on demand jewelry, it may sound counterintuitive, but check out behind me. So they're not necessarily customizing the jewelry pieces themselves. They're oftentimes like customizing the cards that come with the jewelry. You see what I'm saying? So we as print on demand sellers can create little templates. We can use Canva. We can use whatever we want. I know everybody loves Canva, so that's the first thing that came to mind. But we can create these cards that go behind the jewelry, and then the jewelry is just the icing on the cake. And what's great about jewelry is you can charge a pretty penny. You can make some decent money selling jewelry because you can really mark up those prices. All right. Now you can see here just behind me for some ideas, you can charge like $30, $40 a pop. And the base cost is going to range by product type, but it's often around like $15, $16, if not, it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less. You can see here they've got like various like customized jewelry. These are some of the older pieces, but I know these do really well. I've been in Facebook groups with Gearbubble sellers. Like I said, I've been around using Gearbubble since 2017, and I've been in some Facebook groups with some sellers that were just absolutely crushing it, putting up astounding numbers. A lot of it had to do with jewelry though, and I just never was, I didn't really try that hard with jewelry. I've said this in the past, but my big thing was like t-shirts, and t-shirt designs don't translate well into you know, pendant necklaces because they're round, whereas the t-shirts that I'm designing are often rectangle, but I could take them and put them on coffee mugs, right? So I did a lot of my damage, if you will, with coffee mugs, and not just coffee mugs. They have like travel mugs, camper mugs. I've talked about it in the past. They have a huge catalog of drinkware. Speaking of coffee mugs, here's some examples of Gearbubble coffee mugs. And I'm not trying to show you the whole catalog. That would take a long time, but just to give you a quick overview of the high-level product categories that they have available, check out behind me here. You can hit pause if you would like to, but also know that like when you click, for instance, precious jewelry right here, it doesn't just take you to one product. It takes you to multiple products that are all kind of like complementary inside of that category, okay? So let me quickly tell you some best-selling products right now from Gearbubble. This is something that's really cool. They didn't give me necessarily an account manager. They gave me like a contact though. And they said, hey, like, what can we do to make, you know, to help you basically? And I said, oh, it'd be great to know like what type of products are selling well. And they said, all right, we'll tell you, you know, the best sellers and you can pass that along. So here I am doing that. Right now, the best selling product is the sunflower bracelet. And you see that on the left-hand side there. Second best selling product is the cross dancing necklace. And third best selling, of course, I'm blocking it here, I'll hide myself, is the love dancing necklace. All right. And again, you can customize the cards that come behind the jewelry. That's really the game. You know, that's the game that print-on-demand sellers are playing right now. So when it comes to FBA products, and this is what really excited me. Now, for the record, Gearbubble is awesome. They already did FBA, or they had a workflow for doing FBA, but it was very manual. All right, I've done it in the past. I did it with I think like my first order was 5 SKUs. I did it again. I don't remember how many SKUs I did the second time, but you know what I do remember was that when I first did it, I thought I was a genius because it was in the fourth quarter and I sold out of everything. And I was like, man, I'm going to make so much money. And I was already doing FBA at the time, by the way. So, I mean, I wasn't really intimidated by the concept, but after Q4 ended, those sales really slowed down and I realized the money is going to be made in trends. It wasn't that I couldn't sell evergreens, but it was a lot harder if you're not in like a, you know, around a big trend and etc. You guys get it. So with FBA print on demand products, and again, it's not really FBA print on demand, it's just, you know, coffee mugs or jewelry in this case, you'd probably want to strongly consider that since they're moving so well. Well, actually, I'll walk you through the process, but I did just want to let you know that Gearbubble is offering discounts based on the quantity of products that you purchase, okay? Now, they actually have preset quantities. Let me show you real quick. So when you go through their FBA workflow, you can't just key in like random numbers. And it makes a lot of sense why they do it this way. If you have ever sold FBA, you probably understand where we're going with this. The carton configurations, when you send products in, Amazon, I think, prefers when it's kind of consistent. And I mean, you can definitely, you know, if you put yourself in Gearbubble's shoes, if you're going to start fulfilling these orders of bulk quantity products, and you're a lot of times like, what if it's for coffee mugs, right? And those can break if the carton itself isn't full. So they have some preset configurations for quantities of products that you can purchase to have sent to FBA, meaning Gearbubble sending it straight to FBA. You're not touching the product, okay? Just so if anybody's like, if you're still with me here, they're not going to send it to you to send to FBA. They're going to send it straight in for you. So it's a hands-off approach to get Prime eligible products. And again, I'm not telling you to do this for a product that hasn't sold yet. I'm saying, I'm sure if you've been doing print on demand for some time, you know what's working, what's not working. Double down on what's working. Also, another strong recommendation, all right? Don't compete with Merch by Amazon. For instance, Merch by Amazon, we know that all of those print on demand t-shirts are Prime eligible. That's because Amazon owns the whole workflow, and even though they're making them on demand, they're still comfortable enough of like how long it's going to take them to create the product and ship it that they made it Prime eligible. Okay, if you do Gearbubble like FBA t-shirts, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage because the customer won't know the difference between yours and, you know, Amazon merches. That's my 2 cents. You know, I'm giving my opinion here. I also want to mention that they do shipping discounts, okay? So they're discounting the products based on the quantity. They're discounting the shipping. So they're really trying to help you gain an edge here. I mean, those discounts are on top of the fact that you're getting Prime eligible products, which if you've never sold Prime eligible, it's hard to like understand how much of a difference that really makes. It makes a huge difference. Like everybody has Amazon Prime these days and everybody loves that shipping and they will pay more for that shipping. But you'll be able to charge a more competitive price because you're getting the discounts for doing the bulk quantity purchases. So it's just a huge game changer, guys. Here's another example of one of the products right now. This is like the sunflower necklace. You can see they've got the custom card behind. And I know that I had just watched like an hour-long webinar that I'll link to in the description if you want like the in-depth information. By the way, Gearbubble has a new CEO. He leads the webinar. He gives some good insights, but they're talking about working on new product mockups, which to me personally, I mean, everybody has their own opinion, but like I think product mockups, even though they're not even real, like they're print-on-demand mockups, but to me that's like the bread and butter of really being a successful seller. You need to frame the product as good as you possibly can, and that is how the customer is going to perceive it prior to receiving the actual finished product, right? So you really can win and get the sale from a good mockup. So I love hearing that they're working on new mockups, but also, I mean, check this out behind me. It's already really nice. All right, so here's just an example. If you wanted to purchase the sunflower necklace that I just showed you, in this case, right behind me, it's about $16.70 per product. There's tax and there's processing fees, which by the way, he goes in depth in the webinar if you watch it, that they've actually like reduced the fees down to basically exactly what they have to pay the processor that, you know, takes the credit card payment. And as far as tax goes, now that they're owned by a publicly traded company, he said that they have to, you know, it's like required for SEC reporting. So anyways, you have to pay tax, you have to pay the other fee. But I also wanted to make you guys aware, my FBA sellers have seen this before, my non-FBA sellers, this is really useful. So you might as well just bookmark this for the future, even if you're not selling FBA anytime in the near future. And you can also Google this, by the way, and I'll link it in the description. But FBA, like Amazon themselves, have a profitability calculator. Okay, so if we want to sell like customized versions of the sunflower necklace here behind me, like we can do that and know exactly what our margins are by simply finding a similar product, or in this case, you can pretty much find the exact same product on Amazon, grabbing the ASIN, which you can just copy out of the URL or just on the listing itself. You can just go find the ASIN. It's the unique ID. It typically starts with a B and a 0. Paste it into the calculator and then just input the item price under the Amazon fulfillment column. So you can see right behind me, I input $16.70 item price. In this case, in this example, the shipping was $0. So I put $0 for shipping to Amazon. But if you have to pay more than that, you just input it right there. You know what I should have done, honestly, is put the tax and the merchant processing fees, because that did come out to about $37. I'm editing this in after the fact because I forgot to mention when we do FBA, we need to put a sticker label on each unit. And I doubt Gearbubble's doing that for us. In the past, they would not do it for us. So I had to pay 20 cents per coffee mug when I did my FBA mugs in the past. Now, Amazon's fees have gone up recently. I just went into my account and looked at a kind of a small lightweight product, and it gave me a quote of 55 cents for labeling each unit. Marielle had been in her account looking at a product, and she said the quote was like 70 cents. So I think if we're doing like the jewelry though, because it's so small and lightweight, hopefully it would be closer to 20 cents than it would be closer to 70. But yeah, you're gonna have to kind of see that as you go. But I did want to mention that as a fee that we would need to be mindful of that will not show up in this this calculator behind me. But anyways, you get the gist of it. They basically show you what Amazon is going to take from their referral fee and their FBA fee. And you can see at the very bottom there, it says net profitability estimated. Well, this is exact, honestly, but since I forgot to, add the extra $37, let's just run with this as if it's exact. Net profit, $9.63 per sale. All right. And that's from this example listing here on the left-hand side that I screenshotted. They're charging $26.99, and we already covered that we are paying $16.70 to Gearbubble for each product. So Amazon's going to take $3.72 per. The fulfillment fees are nice and low when you are selling small, lightweight products like, hey, jewelry, necklaces, right? What is not to love about that? That is, honestly, a really nice fee right there. And yeah, so you're making $9.63 per sale, net margin 57.66%. Also, that is very healthy margin for you to run ads, right? And that means if your net profit margin is 57.6%, if your ACOS, right, your advertised cost of sale is equal to or less than 57%, you're in the green, right? And over time, guess what? You're ranking that product and it's going to organically rank higher and higher and higher, guys. This is how the game is played, all right? They have some big changes coming. I'm going to breeze through the rest of this. I just wanted to kind of tell you that, you know, I haven't talked about Gearbubble in a while, so it's exciting to see some of these changes. They mentioned at the end of the webinar that they're moving towards more of a Printify model, in that we, the sellers, they want to turn over the ability to us, the sellers, to choose who we are, because Gearbubble doesn't just do everything in-house. They also have like a network of providers that they farm work out to. They're trying to turn over the choices to us, the sellers, of if we want to use, you know, option A, B, or C to fulfill similar products. So that's going to be really exciting. You guys already know like Printify is good about doing that as well. One last thing, just a quick reminder, by the way. Gearbubble integrates with POD Turbo. It is the only Amazon Seller Central upload automation that I'm aware of. I mean, the year is 2022. We're halfway through the year. It's still the only upload automation that I'm aware of. If anybody knows something that I missed, please email me, comment, let me know. Still to this day, like POD Turbo is the only one that I'm aware of that it exists. So every day, and I'm not telling everybody to go check out POD Turbo because it is pretty pricey, but I use it and it pushes 200 products a day for me to Seller Central, fully automated. At the same time, I also use other print-on-demand production partners like Printful to manually push products. So I'm just, you know, occupying as much online real estate as possible with print-on-demand products for sale. If I have bestsellers, now I can go straight to Gearbubble. I used to have to email somebody and work with them directly. Now I don't have to do that. I can just go to Gearbubble. The whole thing is streamlined. It's not completely automated in the sense that once they get my orders, they still have to fulfill it. But hey, from my perspective, outside of fulfilling or filling out the form, basically the wizard, click next, click next, click next. Next thing you know, Amazon's going to alert me when they receive the FBA shipments. Those products are going to get stocked. They're going to be Prime eligible. If I already have the ad campaign set up in advance, that's going to start running ads. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, this is it's exciting. You know what I mean? This is kind of the evolution of print on demand. Not that it wasn't possible before, but I always love when things are more streamlined. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. So I'm loving that they did this. Also, this expands the product types that we are able to do as FBA, whereas in the past it was more restricted. So this is a big step in the right direction. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Quick reminder, I have a full print-on-demand course. I know I talk a lot in these videos, and this video is already going longer than I wanted it to. There's a lot of nuance to this stuff. And also, every decision that you make is not necessarily black and white. So if you want me to, like, talk through these concepts slower and give you more of, like, why I do this and not that, etc., and honestly just show you my full process as if you're looking over my shoulder to start, scale, and automate your business, I have my full course. It is linked in the description. I invite you to check that out for more information. Thank you so much, though, for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.